Welcome everyone to another episode of Stud and Dud presented by the Dallas School of Music. Thank you all for listening. I'm Josh Smith. With me each week, Dr. Bob Lawrence. What's up, Doc?
Josh, doing great, man. I'll tell you what.
Doing great, but, I mean, man, talk about some things going on. Holy moly.
Spending a little money, Josh.
I mean, you have water problems, plumbing problems. Even when, point being, we'll get to it in a second. Let's get to what's on tap today. Doc goes off in What's Up, Doc. You can even go off on what's going on underneath your house. We recap Week 5 of college football, Week 4 of the NFL and fantasy football. Someone finally gets a victory.
We're going to talk about the Broncos?
Oh man, that horrendous situation.
Oh, yeah, the Broncos.
Yeah. Hey, not as bad as the Dolphins, but they're tanking.
They're not as bad.
Not as the Dolphins, but they're
not
tanking.
as bad, but...
Preview the upcoming weeks, and then talk about the MLB playoff baseball. Last few baseball just day after day now. I'm sure you're in heaven. Ever since Tuesday, you get great baseball every day.
It's the best time of year.
And to top it off, we're going to go into our dream home run derby, which is beautiful. Can't wait to get into that. In our coveted Stutter Dud segment, we've got to get back to the Dud train. We've got some duds to talk about. I was going to throw the Broncos in there, but I didn't want to dud it up too. I didn't want to sting it up too much.
Yeah, don't go overboard.
Don't
go overboard.
Okay,
Not too quick, man.
All right, but first, man, yeah, the slab, money. Point being, real quick, the little problem we had at our house. We had right when we first moved in, we had a little plumbing. It was all gushing out. Anyway, we had water. We didn't know where it was coming from. It was coming out of the way our house was built. It's not like yours. It does have, but what
is your pier and beam?
Yes,
yours is pier and beam.
Exactly. So they kind of crawl up underneath there.
Yeah, you can crawl underneath it.
But what isn't is our garage. They turn into a third bedroom, which is on a slab. So that part is slab. So when something obviously a lot of those old school houses, what do? They put the washer and dryer, kind of tucked in your garage or your carport.
That is right.
So now that's our room. That's our room. So now our washer and dryer's in there. We didn't obviously that's where the hookups are, so we can't anyway. So when we first moved in there, it was literally right after Cinco de Mayo, we have a little Cinco de Mayo party, cooking a bunch of tacos. Speaking of which, it's National Taco Day. Perfect segue.
Right? I thought that was yesterday.
It's today.
It's today?
Taco Bell's doing their thing. It's October. It's October because I've seen the commercial like 10 times before I got here this morning.
National Taco Day, man.
So I'm getting
Fuzzies. Dollar tacos.
I'm eating tacos today. Are you?
Oh, National Taco Day.
You got to. Okay. All right. But real quick, here's when you don't want to have.
In fact, I already had a taco. I had a
wow. Doc has already accomplished tacos.
Yeah, I had a breakfast taco.
Boom. So he's gonna have trifecta tacos today, most likely. You're gonna end up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, baby, as you should.
That's right.
All right. So I'll get into, which is funny how much we gouge in tacos a year. Let me just tell you this real quick. I've got to, so I don't.
It's got to be up there with pizza, right?
Oh my gosh! So 4.5 billion tacos last year is what the NationalTaco.com America. So that's they try to keep up with this. 4.5 billion tacos were eaten by Americans. A lot of tacos. 400 that accounts to 490,000 miles of tacos and 775 million pounds of meat. Woo! Yeah, right. It's also National Vodka Day, too. I'm like, whoa, what a day for people. They're going to be drinking and eating tacos. And yeah. So anyway, point being, our washer dryer in our room. Well, we have, like I said, Cinco de Mayo. Segue back to the tacos. All of a sudden, I'm like, smells coming out of that little where your water kind of drains out of your washer.
Right.
Now water's coming out of it. And I look down there and I see onions and pretty much everything that's out of my garbage disposal.
Yeah, you had some plumbing problems there,
Whoa,
dude.
boy, did I not. So they had to come in. Anyway, point being, had to fix that stuff. And luckily, yeah, was an easy fix. But still, with what they had to fix was still like a $3,000 job alone. $2,000 or $3,000. Just
plumbing's expensive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about slab where you're having, and it's a big, obviously, definitely a bigger house.
I just showed you the trenches.
Yeah.
They literally dig trenches.
I can't even imagine that alone. Like you said, the cost of just digging here. Like when they break it down, like here's the cost of this alone.
Yeah, so they dig trenches so the plumbers can actually walk down. The plumbers drop down into the trench and they're walking down underneath the house and doing all the plumbing work underneath the house.
Yeah, I mean,
it's unstinking believable.
I'm sure it is.
And it is stinking.
I'm about to say, what about that problem?
Oh, man. Oh.
Plumbing's never usually a problem that's never smelling great.
No.
It's usually not smelling bad.
Oh my!
It's just a bad overall problem.
That is.
So that's going on. But what about a little good time? Last Friday night out with the kiddos.
Oh man, went to see the Yankees, the Rangers.
I mean, closing down baseball wise, game wise, because I'm gonna be closing it down next Saturday night, my friend, which I can't wait.
Really?
With Willie.
Oh yeah,
Willie Joel.
That's the actual. That's the last event. Isn't
the closer.
It? Yeah, that is the closer.
The closer.
Yeah.
Closing her down.
Well, yeah, the Yankees-Rangers last sporting event, last baseball.
Sweet.
Yeah.
The pitchers you had, the baseball, the hitting practice. Judge out there.
Yeah, with Judge. And then, of course, Jose Trevino, Gardner's
batting coach.
Yeah,
hitting coach.
Catching
coach. Hitting coach is still Rudy, right?
Rudy is still, he works with Rudy from the hitting, but Rudy's works out. I mean, what's really kind of funny, Jose is like 24 years old, 25. Mm-hmm. They're like two kids when they get together. I mean, because he's really a kid.
Yeah, because he's younger. He is a younger, which is awesome.
He's like, you know, so they get together. So anyway, it was kind of fun because Jose saw Gardner there waiting. You know,
I'm sure that's awesome. Yeah,
they hugged each other.
That's good.
And then, you know, and then we got pictures with he looked at me and he goes, "You want some pictures?" I said, "Yes." And I got some pictures of Jose with the boys, and all these other people are wanting autographs like crazy. And,
right.
You know, it was kind of funny because they're looking at us.
You're like VIP. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking at us like, who the heck are you guys, man?
Exactly. So it was a great night. Got your dog in, got the hot dog in, got the cold, big, nice beer.
Oh, my gosh.
It was awesome. Classic way to close out the park. Fireworks
afterwards with a big video presentation of 25 years of memory at the ballpark.
Beautiful. I saw the pictures. I think they did that every night, but still, that was wow.
It was a fun night.
That's cool. That's sweet.
A fun night.
What good way to close out the park. I'm ready to see the new park. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
But,
and then the Who got canceled.
Yeah, which was crazy. Yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah.
See, that was the big dilemma, right? I couldn't believe it. We were going to go see the Who. Then find out I had those tickets to take the boys to the game.
Yeah, so that was a good, ended up being perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and like I said,
it all worked out.
Yeah, and speaking of which, like I kind of teased, but big week ahead for Avery and I, my wife and I.
Oh.
Yeah, so fair on. Nice. So well, obviously the first tease, her birthday, in which I probably brought this up, I would imagine, if not, but not too much. Not that it's annoyance, but we had back-to-back birthdays. I'll never, not year-wise, but I was born in '84, she was '86. But I remember when we first got together, finding out she's from Denver, they love the Broncos, and then I'm like, what, your birthday's on? Because we met in October, so our birthdays are coming up. Or I should say we met in August, so our birthdays are coming up, you know? And I'm like, your birthday's October 11th? I was like, mine's the 12th. Like, that's crazy cool. Yeah, exactly. Right. And then anyway, so anyway, next week on the 10th, Wednesday, we're gonna go to the fair. Got to take in the cool weather now coming in. You know, highs in like the upper 70s next week. Are you kidding me?
Nice.
So fairing it up on Wednesday.
On the 11th.
On the 10th.
On the 10th.
Then the 11th, we're gonna leave that morning on her birthday. Or actually, no, I've got this mixed up because the 9th is Wednesday. The 9th is Wednesday.
So you go
10th, we're gonna go leaving on the 10th, because we figure Thursday will be slow too. That's when that's when these parks open up. So we'll be camping on Thursday. We're there Thursday morning, the 10th. Friday, we're there all day for her birthday. And these are like jeeping parks. We can go jeep in. They have off road. You know, we're bringing 8 of the dogs. So we'll have the dogs. We got this sweet big tent, an awesome Jeep tent that goes literally attaches to the back of your Jeep, so you can just. And the Jeeps have too, which is an awesome thing. They have outlets in them. So I have an outlet because remember the storm back in June.
So you put 8 dogs in your car.
Yeah. We went 8 dogs to Colorado last year. We're going 8 dogs again this year if we go.
Oh, my God.
So we're going to go 8 dogs with the tent. We'll put stuff on top of the Jeep for sure. Strap it. We have the thing to get it anyway. So we'll put 8 dogs in the car, have all the stuff that we need, which isn't too much for camping. You know, we just need the tent on top with a couple of the chairs. They'll be strapped in with the bungees we have.
You got to send me a picture of you in the car with 8 dogs.
Oh, we will. We'll definitely do it.
You got to be kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Can't love it. One day we'll have 1 Dane and then 7 little dudes. Hey, that's fam. There's our fam for you. There you go. There's a little family vacay. Quick little getaway for and they're coming out. Kids are coming to the anniversary this year, or I should say our anniversary trip. I always want to call it the honeymoon. So, but anyway, point being, Wednesday the fair on the 9th, 10th we leave.
What are you doing with the other 4 dogs?
They stay back and.
Why'd you leave them? What the hell kind of father are you?
Until we get a.
Oh my God! You leave 4.
They're too big.
Oh, you got 12 kids.
Yeah.
And you pick 8 to go on vacation.
You know why?
And you say, you 4 kids, you're staying behind.
So when you're 17,
kind of father?
So when you're 17, you think Gardner wants to go on vacation?
Doc's got to go off.
Yeah,
Doc's going to go off right now, man. You're leaving 4 kids behind.
When I was a teenager, I didn't go on all the trips my parents took. I definitely didn't go on their anniversary trips. When I was 18, 17, they're the older guys.
What's the phone number for SPC? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, hey.
You're leaving 4. What'd you do? Take them out back and talk to them? Hey, guys. You know, we love you. Yeah. Don't ever doubt that. I mean,
but here's the deal. We can't fit 12 of you until we get a freaking RV, and we're not that rich yet.
So we we picked the 8 favorites.
Yeah.
You guys.
No, the 7 that can fit, and then Bella, who literally is our oldest. It's not that hard. 7 can fit. Then Bella's our oldest. If we could fit 12 are eventually going to go.
If I were one of those,
we're trying to steal Avery's dad has an old RV. We're trying to steal it from him, so we got to fix it up. Man, we would. Are you kidding me? We would 12 dogs every time. There'd be no question. We can't do it unless we're taking.
We don't have to
Jeeps.
worry about it because the 4 you're leaving behind, I'm sure they're planning a breakout.
No.
Yeah, they're out of here. That's what I'd be talking like.
The person that babysits them, they're in heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going to be going like.
They're like, man, I'd much rather be here than in a tent.
If I was one of
crammed in with 7 of my other brothers, I get to sleep on the couch tonight now instead of on the bed on the floor.
I'd be going like, you see how we rate? You see what we? You see how he does us? You
Hey.
see? You see?
Yeah.
We're out of here.
That's right.
As soon as those taillights turn the corner.
And you know what I'd say? Go find another home as good as this one. You ain't gonna find one. Just like I'll never forget one time I was moving or wanted to move out. My dad said, "Go pack your bag." I packed my bag and my dad was like, "Go. You think you're gonna find a better home than this one? And we're not good enough for you because I was whatever it was." And I packed a bag and I went out and sit on this corner like I don't know where I was gonna go. And he laughed his ass off. And then about an hour later, I came back in. Like, where'd you go? You go find your new family?
I take the entire family. You know, every Thanksgiving we go up to Big Cedar Lodge in Missouri.
I bet you have a car big enough for 4 kids.
I can't imagine saying to 2 of our kids.
All I have is
we don't have a cabin. We couldn't get a cabin big enough to fit all of us. No.
What if your only car was your red car?
I'd rent one.
Oh well. Dang it. But you only have 4. I have 12.
Well, go rent a bigger car. Come on, dude.
Then they don't let you have dog cars. Then they have no dogs allowed. Then you get a $200 fine.
Fake dog lover. You are a fake dog lover.
Whatever. Not fake
You're
dog
a fake
lover.
dog lover.
How am I a fake dog lover?
Because you got 12 and you're only taking 8. That's just...
Yeah.
I hope we get some feedback from some people writing in.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Oh, those poor 4 dogs sitting at home on the couch. Man, that's got to be a hard knock life."
Well, if I were one of those dogs, I'd be peeing and pooping all over your place, man. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, well, guess what?
I'd be peeing, pooping.
Guess where they're going? Out the front door.
Go
find a new home.
Oh my gosh.
Go find a new home.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You'll never find one as good as this one. Go find one with as many. A toy basket. They have like 12 beds laying around the house.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the father who mistreats the child and then makes it up with a toy. Oh, here's a toy, son.
No, that'd be Avery Kristen Williams Smith now that likes to buy our. We have more. I guarantee
we're leaving you behind, but
I
here's a toy.
Darla has more clothes. My little dog has more clothes than your daughter has. Guarantee you, and toys to add on top of the fact, and she's a dog. So yeah, we're such bad.
So that
parents.
makes up for leaving them behind.
She doesn't get left behind. She's the one that comes. Okay. All right, so anyway, Thanos license plate on its way in. I can't wait for that too. That's another surprise not surprise. Avery, I knew she was gonna get it, or she always wanted a purple one, and then we named the Jeep, so now I surprised her with the purple license plate, completely custom. By the way, those are expensive.
Yeah.
A few $100s for those things.
You could have spent that money to get a bigger vehicle to take all 12 dogs with you.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Not going to happen.
We'd rather spend it on material items.
Yes.
Okay.
Like the tent we got that can only fit 8 dogs. Anyway.
Get a bigger tent.
And also going to do things like, go see concerts and go live life while they're sitting back home on my couch. Oh, by the way, instead of in the backyard barking and yapping like you hear probably 50+% of the dogs in the world. Nah, not our dogs. They're sitting at home. And even Avery talks about how bad I spoil them. Like the 8 that we do, or the 7 that we do bring. We crate them every night because we don't want little dogs running around. I'm in there covering them every night. They got their covers, and I'm putting them over on them. They're laying on 20 covers and a bed.
Yeah, save the speech for the SPCA when I call them. Right?
Bring them.
Save the speech for the authorities. Just save the.
Hey, Doc. By the way, I'm only supposed to have 8, so no. I only have 8 dogs. 8 dogs, Doc. I don't know what other 4 he's even talking about.
Is that the law? You only have supposed
if you have, that's the legal limit, 8, unless you get like a.
And they're thinking
a permit.
And they're thinking, who in their right mind would have 8 dogs?
Well, usually people, and that's the thing. If you have 8 dogs, even 2 dogs, I question people with 1 dog.
I got 1 dog. Goober.
I'm just saying. Your house, I'm not questioning.
Goober.
But there are many houses with just 1 dog, let alone 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, that are as clean as our house. Point being, you go into police with.
I don't doubt that.
I'm not even. You don't have to have a dog. Like, and I did this for a while.
Yeah,
I worked for not Rent-A. Yeah, I worked for Rent-A Center, and I needed another part. I had to have multiple part-time jobs like people have needed in life.
Correct.
So I worked at Rent-A Center, and I was a delivery person. It's like I had $11, $12 that drop. I'm thinking,
I bet you saw all kinds of stuff.
And I was thinking, I didn't think I was even working that much. Like, who uses Rent-A Center anymore? It's like 2000, whatever, 12, 13, 14, whatever. I'm like, I remember I did this like back in 2004 when I first went. Anyway, I'm like, I delivered all day long, washers and dryers, and I'm like, what did I do? Why did I get myself in it? Yeah, and then going into homes like you're just, dude, I'm telling you, Doc.
I bet you saw some stuff.
Dude, man, yeah, saw, smelled, especially smell.
Okay.
But you get my point. I'm like, how? So anyway, our house we love. Every night they're out and about. I'll send you. We're gonna get there. We have Jeeps now. Jeeps aren't big enough for. We could, but we couldn't have luggage. I guess we could put luggage on top. So when we did our inspection, right? Remember, let's go back to the inspection that you brought up. Did I do okay? So to get them all out, all 11, literally, except for Groot. So it was 10. We had 10 in there, but we could do 11 because Brody could have went in there. In Avery's Jeep. So we had 10 dogs in the Jeep. She had to just go out and about and go to visit stores with 10 dogs in the back of her. Well, she had like 3 or 4 up front. The rest, though, had a Shepherd, the Lab, a Great Dane, a couple probably in the back. Okay. So we can do it, but it's work. It's work to have. You get my point.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're going to get 12, so don't even. Anyway, but big week ahead regardless for us, including dogs. But back-to-back birthdays, anniversary, topped off with my man Willie on Saturday night, Willie Joel. They're like, who's Willie?
Willie Joel.
Up. I can't wait. We were listening to him last night.
So you got a big week ahead. You got a big week.
Big week. Love this week. So anyway, before we dive into What's Up, Doc, here's my little What's Up, Doc. Do you watch or hear? You've seen The Masked Singer?
Yes.
On NBC or whatever, where they're all dressed up.
Yeah.
I like how people think they really are singing that well behind a mask and in that costume. I really love how I'm like, what's up? What do you think they really sound that good behind a behind a mask?
Hey, Americans buy anything.
They will.
They will buy anything.
God, that's my what's up. I'm just like, people love it, but I just saw that. And I'm like, people really think that they sound that good in that mask dancing around.
Right.
Sure.
A lot of lip syncing going on, man.
A lot of pre-recorded tracks. Yeah, exactly. Or what? Yeah, exactly.
Lip syncing, pre-recorded tracks.
Same thing.
Fake music.
Wow.
Hear about fake news. Fake music.
Yeah, right. There you go. We should start a new hashtag.
Fake music, man.
I mean,
I'm tired of fake music.
And it's bad, if not as worse than fake news.
That's exactly right.
I think it's worse.
Fake music is all over the place.
It's been happening for a while.
Fake music.
Terrible. What do you got today? What's up, Doc?
Okay. I just want to get your take on something, man.
Tell me.
It's bothered me all week.
Not the 12 dogs.
No, not the 12 dogs, man.
Kidding. That's going to be a gimmick for the rest of the show.
Well, you followed the case that just occurred here in Dallas, right?
Definitely.
The police officer that got manslaughter upgraded to murder. Now she's spending 10 years in prison.
Yes.
Total.
Okay, well, that was in my. I know. I guess you saw. That's in the.
Oh, is that in there?
Yeah, it's in there. We can do it now.
Yeah, that's my What's Up, Doc.
I don't get it. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Let me just say, she got hosed. I think she got hosed.
Hosed? What do you think so? What do you mean?
I don't think. Oh, you think the other way?
I think she should have gotten more time.
I think she should have gotten no time.
Why? For killing someone and being in someone else's apartment? Okay. So here's my point.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
I think she got screwed.
How?
Well, first of all, her apartment's directly above his apartment.
What does that matter?
And she was on the wrong floor.
Okay, so that's an excuse? I jump in the wrong car. It's sitting beside me. I jump in the wrong car. I go, who are you? And I shoot someone in the wrong car, but it looks just like mine.
That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened here. I thought I was in the right apartment. I thought I was in the right car. How is that not the same thing?
So why is it murder?
Because you killed someone.
Did she intentionally go in there and kill him?
Okay, so it shouldn't be first-degree murder, but there's other forms of murder.
I get that, but even second degree or third, did she go in that apartment with the intention of killing somebody?
Let me ask you this. Say this happens to you and your family. Your wife gets shot. Someone walks in, they are under the influence even. Just say they're under the influence. They walk into the wrong house being drunk. They think they're in the right house. They shoot you or your wife dead. You're okay with them getting no time?
Now, wait a minute. We're not saying you're going to a house. I'm talking about an apartment. Don't change. You can't change.
Okay, you and your wife 20 years ago are poor. Are poorer than you are now. And you live in an apartment.
Why was his door ajarred?
What does that matter?
Why is his door ajarred?
I lived in an apartment. I used to leave my windows open.
I would tell you this. If I walked
and my door open,
if I walked up to my house and my front door was ajar.
But that's not her front door.
Wait a minute.
You can't say, that's not your front door, though. You can't say you think.
She thought it was her front door.
You can't think. It wasn't, though. You can't say, I thought the light was green and I ran the red light. I'm sorry, I thought it was green and you killed someone. Doc, are you on crack right now? I'm sorry. This is terrible. You can't say that. That is the worst excuse. And I have that in here. That is the worst excuse I have ever heard. Literally, and I put this, I thought I was in the shooting range, but I was in Target when I shot all those people. You cannot say, I thought I was in somewhere else. Here's this, too. Let me just tell you these stories.
Oh, you're so wrong.
How am I wrong?
Because you're comparing apples to oranges.
Boom, back to what I'm just talking about. You live in an apartment. I used to live in one. If my mother right now was right here, my mom would probably want to slap the what out of you. I lived in an apartment, and so have you. If someone walked into your apartment and they thought they was in the white apartment.
Now wait a minute.
No, I'm sorry. This riles me up. What's up, Josh? Now. What's up, Josh? Because here, let me just tell you this real quick. Let me just tell you other charges. She killed someone. Did she not? Did she murder someone?
Yes.
She murdered.
No.
I guess that's murder. What do you want to call that? What would you call that term then?
Manslaughter.
Okay, cool.
Manslaughter.
Cool. So someone's life is taken, right?
Manslaughter.
And someone's like what's his face that killed someone?
Manslaughter.
So anyway, okay, let me just tell you.
Manslaughter.
Cool. Let me tell you this. An Oklahoma mother of 4, Patricia whatever, learned firsthand how a small-time pot bust can get you, offender's life. $31 pot sale got her a stunning 12-year sentence. End of story. She sold a drug, a plant. This woman took a life that she was in. She took a life. I don't care where you're at. You took a life. Even if it's in.
Wait a minute. So you're in a car accident.
And
you take somebody's life.
Yeah.
An accident. You have a car accident and the person that you hit dies.
Yes.
You go to jail for murder.
You're going to
go to jail for murder.
You're going to
murder.
If you ran a red light.
Murder.
What, did you do something wrong?
Would that be murder?
Would
that be murder?
It would be.
Would that be murder?
No, not murder, but you have to come out with a term for it.
It was a what?
An accident.
Accident.
This is not an accident. You went into the wrong apartment. Once again, here's my point. You run a red light. Then, and you kill someone. Yeah, you better be going to do some jail time. You killed someone and you ran a red light.
I totally disagree.
Then that's what's wrong with our justice system and why it's so
whack.
I
totally disagree with that.
What's wrong with our justice system and why it's whack. Because people like you think that it's okay to go in someone's wrong apartment. Once again, so if someone came into my apartment and killed me, I'm sorry, dog. If someone came into my apartment and thought they were in the right apartment and killed me, they better be doing life.
Okay.
I'm not. Why aren't they? What's the difference between?
See, I totally think different. If I was in my apartment and somebody came in
and killed your son, killed Gardner,
killed me.
I don't care about you. I'm sorry right now because you're dead, dude. So kill someone that you actually care about. Killed Gardner, killed your wife. You don't want them to do any time.
I would not.
That's what's wrong with her, and that's why people. Yes, it is.
Was an accident,
and that's why people like her think they can go kill people and say, "Oh, it's in the wrong apartment," and then they don't have to do any time.
You're not listening, dude. These are shut down. When this is going, this can't go. No.
What are you talking about?
If I was killed by accident or my son Gardner was killed by
accident. It's not an accident. She went in. She saw him. Are you kidding me? She saw him and shot him. She didn't retreat. She didn't go out and she thought she was in the wrong apartment. And that's what they all said. Her apartment it wasn't completely dark. You would have as soon as I walk into this place every day, I know exactly where I'm at. As soon as I walk into any place I'm ever at, any Target, because my memory is pretty good. Most people.
We just think differently on
That's what's wrong, and that's what's wrong with our justice system. You need to have a set in stone. That's why I love the NFL lately. And they're trying to set precedent, saying if you do this, here's what's going to happen. I don't care if you. Once again. I thought I was in the right car. I got in the wrong car. I told the guy to get out. No, I didn't actually. I didn't even say anything. I just shot him. That's exactly what she did.
You're absolutely out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Okay, well, that's.
You're absolutely out of your mind. You're saying you're.
You know you're the minority in this, right?
No, I'm not.
Every post I've seen, everyone made comments saying she should have gotten. Okay. I totally disagree with you. And the justice system shows you that someone that only gets 12 years for a $31 pot charge, and she gets 10 years, and she'll get less. And here, I'll give you.
Well, that's a ridiculous penalty.
Why aren't you agreeing with me? Then that's why what's wrong with our justice system. You have to set a precedent saying here's what's going to happen in every state.
Well, I can't wait till something happens to you, man.
Like what? And I'll be fighting.
I can't wait till you drive home and run a red light and somebody dies, and I'm going to say, Josh, you need to go to jail for life, dude.
Not for life. If the light was red and I ran a red light,
and you need to go to jail
are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
So then I'm just okay.
Are you kidding me?
So then people point being, anyone that takes someone else's life should just be able to walk then, right?
Going back to your example, if I'm on my way home and I accidentally go through a red light.
Accidentally. There's no accidents.
Yes.
When you run a red light, it's not an accident.
That's wrong. That's totally wrong.
You're a bad driver if you ran a red light.
That's totally wrong. What if I'm driving home and a kid
I'm tired of calling these things accidents. They're not accidents. That's not an accident.
What about a kid comes out on a bicycle and I run over him?
That's probably bad timing. That's not running a red light, though.
The kid dies.
Okay, but that's not running a red light. Running a red light, you actually did something wrong. When someone comes out in front of you and they're not paying attention, I don't care.
You have never done anything wrong by accident.
Yeah, but nothing like, that's my point. Nothing like that.
You have to take each individual case. You cannot.
And that's my point. Okay, I know. I'm just saying.
You got to take each individual case.
You're throwing that way out there. I'm just making a point. Here's my point. I'm going back to this. She got 12 years. This is where I'm saying justice system is. I'm trying to get back to a point here.
Okay.
Justice system is whack. She got 12 years. 12 years. And can I please go through this? Which is ridiculous. And there. She's only seen her children twice and she's been locked up. Went on good behavior behind bars, including completing her GED and other improvement programs. Yada yada has literally finally got it reduced down to 8 years because she still needs more time to prepare and mature. What is wrong with her?
What's your point? What's your point with that?
Whack justice system.
What should it be? What should that be?
She should have not gotten any time, especially if you're saying this murderer. I'm sorry, she murdered someone to me in my eyes, she murdered someone. She had, I guess if you want to call murder as an intention to kill, that's fine. We got to look up whatever these definitions are, but she killed someone. How about that? I'll just start saying she killed someone.
All right, so what if reverse it, if I walk into somebody's house by accident and I get shot?
Yeah.
What if he would have shot her and killed her?
Then what is that? What have we known since when I don't like what we gave ourselves guns for in this country?
Yeah, okay, so what if he shot and killed her?
Then that's once again, what did I just told you, that's fine. You are protecting your house, your ground.
That's what she thought she was doing.
But that's cool and all that you thought that, but you're wrong.
Yeah, but that's what she thought she was doing. And I believe,
Doc, all these people,
the
devil or God told me to. I thought. But what are you? Are you right or are you wrong? You're wrong, Doc.
You can't do that, man.
I'm so sad. I am so sad with you. So if someone walked in here, your buddy that walks over here, it's late at night. It's been a long day. He's tired. He's been driving all day. He walks in here and he thinks he thinks
okay.
He shoots you dead.
I guess I'm like his,
are you kidding me? There's no I thought.
I'm like his.
I thought.
Can you listen? Can you listen for a second?
No, because there's no
you gotta listen, dude.
You're too Jesus in this right now.
No, you're maybe so.
I think you are.
And there's no such thing as being too Jesus.
There is, because if we don't start setting precedent,
my goodness.
If we don't start setting precedent, we're just gonna, this is the country we live in now. I can go get a gun and I can either shoot myself or I can, I think I'm in the wrong apartment. I'm gonna end my life because I don't care. Or I can say I'm in the wrong apartment because I'm so sick of the world we live in now with the guns. I'm sorry, I really am. And the fact that we're not setting precedents with these people blows my mind. She finally got convicted. Wow, great. That's the first precedent. But she gets 10 years. And yes, I guess for some people you can make that argument like you're trying to make. I totally understand it. I understand it because I am an understanding person. But I understand, but I don't get it. It makes this much sense when you have people. I could have went through like 10 more of these, and I'm not, because our show would be good. This is already taking too long. Of how people have gotten a charge where they literally should be going, you hit my face. She had a $0 fine too. I didn't even go through what her fine was. Sorry, but this blows my mind when you have people like this that had a quarter, this much weed essentially, or a traffic stop that led to this.
Was she wrong?
Yes.
Did she break the law?
And
she should go to jail. She should go to jail for a long time.
Whack.
Was it right or was it wrong? She was wrong.
But what's the precedent for it? No, okay, what's the precedent? No. You have to set a level. You can't just say she gets 12 years in, because I've had other people. I could go through other stories on here where the same person got 0 time, Doc.
Oh, my goodness.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying the justice system is whack, and it's not the same every time, and you know it's not. Because the same person, and you even said this beforehand, we were saying the same thing this summer. You're saying if this is either me and you, we're going to jail. You even said that. You were saying that back in summer.
That's a different argument. The justice system is whacked.
Oh, finally. Thank you. Did you hear that, people? After like 20 minutes, finally. What I've been trying to get out of you.
No, the justice system
is whack. That's all I wanted.
And that's right. And that's why
she set the precedent.
And that's why she shouldn't have gotten 10 years.
Okay, well. She should have gotten more time for going in. You
wrong.
can't, and because your argument is so lame that if we live in a world that we can say, I thought I was in the wrong apartment. Oh, but I thought, or I should, what I see it because I keep saying wrong because she's in the wrong. I thought I was in the right apartment. So from now on, what if people just because they have this, people are mental. We know that the world we live in. Just go, oh, I can say I'm in the wrong apartment. I might be able to get off.
No,
dude, you can't say that. That's my point. You can't go, well, I thought I was in my apartment, so I just shot it open. You didn't even try to wrestle him. You didn't do anything. You just shot to kill.
You won't even let me talk.
Go ahead. What's there to talk about?
Are you done?
Yeah, I guess.
Are you done? Okay. First of all, her apartment is directly above his apartment.
So how did you not know you went the same amount of steps?
There were all kinds of people living in the complex that came forward that said they've made the exact same mistake.
They went in the apartment?
They've gotten off on the wrong floor, walked down, and tried to go into the apartment that they thought was their apartment, only to discover that it wasn't. And how did they discover that it wasn't? Because they tried to put the key in the door and open it up, and the door wouldn't open, and they're going, what the heck? Why can't I get into my apartment? Oh, I'm on the wrong floor. She's on the floor that she thinks is her apartment. She walks up to her apartment. The door is ajar, as if somebody has broke into her apartment. So the circumstances, you're leaving out a lot of factual information.
So I'm not.
It's not like I'm going to drive over to some neighborhood, walk up to a house and say, oh, I thought this was my house.
I didn't say that. I've said everything earlier.
That argument doesn't fly.
I didn't say it did.
The circumstances around this case makes it very believable and very viable that it could be an accident that she walked in thinking that it was her apartment.
I believe all that, Doc. You don't think I believe that? That's fine.
And out of fear, shot somebody that she thought was an intruder in her home.
And I don't buy any of that, though.
Well, maybe you don't.
Okay, listen, Doc. When you go into your own house, when you go into your house, do you go? Okay, point B. When you go into anyone else's house,
the apartments are laid out exactly the same.
But the house, when you enter the door, it's not. When you enter the door, it's not. Are you kidding me right now?
Okay, stop. I know one thing.
The smell of houses.
You're injecting a lot of things, man.
Because that's how I live life. I'm an actual human being with senses that I guess people don't use. You know how much I use my smell? I smell stuff all the time, so I guess you don't, and people don't.
Have you ever been afraid? Fear?
Are you kidding me?
Have you ever experienced fear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you're afraid, I
don't pull my. Well, I guess I don't have a gun, but I don't pull a gun out.
When you experience fear,
you're not going to justify this.
There's a lot of senses that you are not going to be paying attention to because you're stone cold scared. You're out of your mind. You're not thinking.
But what
straight.
was she? What is she? What is she? Her profession?
She was a police officer.
So what? Why is she scared?
And police officers don't get scared.
Okay.
Especially if you're going.
Hey, and I don't like police officers for the most part because to me they're not trained because they're not trained properly, and you think they are. They're not, and they even said this in their own problem here. They're not trained properly because they don't ever have the right time. They just pretty much shove them out there. They don't. They're trained to. They're not. They always shoot to kill for the most part. They're hardly ever shooting to. What do you want to call that? Like pretty much disarm someone, arm, leg. Always shoot to kill. They do. And here's my point. Why they don't? Because they're not trained. I watch way more. You ever heard of Live PD?
We should have some police officers on and have them listen to what you have to say.
And I'd love to talk to them about it.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I
bet you would.
I bet
if we had some police officers in here, you'd be a little bit more. You wouldn't be so aggressive.
I'll ask them these questions.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Yeah.
Avery's going to be like, trust me, Doc, when we get pulled over, he will. She's scared every time we get pulled over that we're going to get arrested because I'm. Yes.
Because you're what?
I'm on edge. As in, I'm heated up already.
Really?
Yes.
I would have never picked up on that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, don't worry. I'll be like, I got plenty of questions for you guys. Don't you worry. It's my job. It's what I did. I'm a journalist, a reporter. What journalists and reporters are scared? Are you kidding me right now?
Oh, yeah. Journalists and reporters have great reputation.
Well, I didn't say that, did I? I said, are they scared?
They really deal with the truth.
Are they scared?
They really deal with facts.
Are they scared? They ask the questions. The good ones do, anyway. They're not scared.
Anyway, I think we are just in a total disagreement.
Because I don't, that's fine, but I don't agree with that.
I think I align myself with the gentleman's brother who actually even said, look, I don't want you to go to jail.
No, I just don't understand.
And he got up and gave her a hug. I don't want you to go to jail.
And here's my point.
You know why? Because I think he understood in the testimony what really and truly and sincerely happened there.
Gotcha.
Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case in every case. That's why you have to look at individual cases.
And that's why I think she has to do time, because
she
killed
think
him.
other extenuating circumstances played into this thing being upgraded from manslaughter to murder and her serving time.
And I agree with you. We look at the terms murder. I'm sure there's an action, because there are definitions to words. Let's not just call them, you know what I'm saying. So I'm sure it isn't murder, but yes, it's whatever it is. And if you're in someone's house and you shoot them dead,
no,
I don't care. Can I finish?
Yeah.
I don't care what you think, because you're wrong. They were wrong. They're wrong. You're scared. How you don't notice these pictures are, that is a black person on the wall. I don't have any black. I'm sorry, but this does not. I'm sorry.
But you're not walking in a house scared to death, noticing family pictures on the wall. I'm sorry. You're just.
And then
not.
why are you doing that if you're scared to death?
You're just not.
Okay, there are just so many questions on my end that
You're just not. I think it's a very unfortunate. I think that's a very unfortunate.
Like you, and I'll compare what you said. Like a kid coming out on a bike, you hit him. Unfortunate timing type
It's
thing.
unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. If his door hadn't been ajar and his door was locked, she would have
steps back, realizes the door's not.
There's a whole bunch of things that play into that. That's
and then
all
maybe
I'm
she's
saying.
completely telling the truth, which you obviously not a very optimistic person when it comes to people in the world we live in anymore. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because why should we be? Sorry. We don't really give our human race a really good chance to go, I believe in. Just hadn't been that way, unfortunately, over the last 20, 30, especially. Anyway, it reminds me of almost like the 50s, 60s when.
Well, maybe people need more Jesus.
It may be.
So that's when you say too much like
here's
Jesus.
my point. Here's my point. Let me get back
to
I'm
going like, wow.
Well, and here's why. Here's why, Doc.
I want to be more like Jesus.
Well, yeah, but you don't want. Here's why. Okay, here's why. You want to be like Jesus and everyone just gets off. Yes, human heads. Here's where they do things. Wow, and here's what I've said since I've been in 18, because I've noticed this. We don't set up. I wish we had a Shark Island. People who we know there are certain cases, not this one. To me, it's kind of like that. But now, anyway, more so where they come in and they got masks on, they kill the whole family, and there's total evidence, and like these guys or this guy killed it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, right. Why are we even having why are we having a case? We know, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Those people, since I was like 18, why do we have not just bought an island? They literally just go to this.
Because we used to have Alcatraz Island.
Exactly, and they just go, but we don't even pay for it. I mean, or we pay for it, but we don't give them food. They fend for themselves. Hell, make it a TV show. Just put cameras out there so we can watch these people roam around this island. We don't, but instead of paying for them, because guess what? Even if they're on death row, we still pay for them for about 20, 30 years until they finally are dead. Anywho, do you get my point with certain things? I just wish the justice system had it where it was just like, okay, it's not mathematical. And I know every case you got to look at every case, like you said, is a little. It's like a person. Almost every one of them is different. You have that's besides like those complete murderers where you're just like, why are we having this trial? Other than that, yes, you got it. But then here's what they did. We can tell it was kind of an accident. They believe, I say we're the jury, and we're there. I believe her. She really thought she was in the wrong apartment. You know what I'm saying? And so we want to give her, but you got to give her. You got to set a precedent, or you're going to start letting these people go. She only got what? And I know she's a cop, so that she definitely got a good amount of time. But I'm just saying, an average folk like near you, that person like me, even if I say I'm wrong and I know I'm wrong and I'm crying, like I still need to go do. I'm sorry, I killed someone. We need to set a precedent, and every person needs to do that same time. Now, how much time they actually do and how good they do in prison if they get all on good time, blah blah blah, that's fine. But every 10 years for this, 10 years for this, 10 years. Okay, this is 15 years. You get what I'm saying? There's no precedent. It's just 12 years for a $31 pot charge. She kills someone. I know, get my point, but kills someone essentially in the wrong apartment, and she only gets 10. Like, set a better precedent.
Listen. She's getting more than 10, dude, because you got murder attached to your name for the rest of your life.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly.
She's getting a lot more than 10. That's why I'm saying to you.
Even her, though. I don't know what
that's what I'm saying. She shouldn't get off. There was listen, a person lost their life. Manslaughter, yes. There should be a penalty involved with that case. I'm saying, you're saying more. I'm saying, actually, I don't think so. I side with her with the gentleman that died with the brother, and that, look, I wouldn't even want her to do jail time. I think
and that's my point. You keep doing that though, Doc, and people are there are gonna be more murders, as there have been, because the murder rate just keeps. Doc, you don't set up. Look at other countries, and they have.
Okay,
I've looked at this, and I'll bring this up on the next show we do.
Stop a
you
second.
Look at Europe.
You think the death penalty will bring down crime?
I didn't say death penalty.
No, wait a minute. But you're saying
because death penalty does nothing. I just said that.
No, stop. stop and listen for a second. You're saying you have nothing to back up that claim. That you think that if all of a sudden
yes,
this
other
crime
countries
no.
have done it. Europe,
No,
they're
saying,
the way
no.
they are. Are you kidding me?
Oh
their
my
penalties
gosh.
in other countries, they cut fingers off in other countries. Are you kidding me? You think their crime rate's as high as ours?
So-
Do you think Europe's crime rate is as high as ours?
Yes,
It's not even close to as high.
I do.
You
Yes, I
didn't
do.
know that. That's crazy. I didn't know that. You didn't know theirs is way lower than ours.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Europe.
Yes.
Okay. Europe crime rate versus U.S.
Yes, I do. And
Well, I can't even. Because this one says you. I'm trying to get the look. This is. Oh, there we go. Per 100,000 people, they have a 1.71 whatever that is, and we have a 5. They're ranked 101st. We're ranked 63rd. We have a 5.9. They have a 1.71. So yeah, this is intent. Wow. This is murders, and this is just murder. This is the only one. But here's just one. Murders per 100,000 people. They have 1.71 versus our 5, essentially 6. Yeah, our crime rate's a tad higher. And I'll go through because I looked at this forever ago, Doc. I promise you. What they do to people, are harsher. They're more harsh.
You're assuming that
is going to work here. Exactly. Thank you. Good point. Good point, caller. Good point. It's like It's like the gun buyback like in Australia. I wish we could do that here, but there's no way we'd ever do that here. People would be they'd be fighting. They'd be shooting it. You get my point. So that's what I hate because I just want a justified loving. I want everyone to love. Obviously, I don't want people to murder. But when you murder, you've got, like you said, yes, there are times when I know you're completely right, where you kill a child. But I'm sorry, but when you kill someone, in my mind, the way I was raised, even going to Catholic school, there has to be a crime or a penalty to it. You can't just go, oh, you killed someone. I'm sorry. I know that sucks and all.
I'm not saying that. I agree with you. I'm
that's all. I'm just saying something.
That. I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying she needs to do some time. She can't do 0 time for killing someone in the wrong apartment.
There's a lot of circumstances around that case.
I know. So make her do 2 years and make her pay a fine then. Make it a $10,000 fine and have her only serve 2 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I wish? I wish his door was shut. I wish his door was locked. Because she would have tried to get in, and it would have never happened.
You know what I really wish?
That's
that people just didn't have guns, and I wish we were
just
like,
that's what I wish.
Oh, what's up? Whatever his name. What is his name? Bo. What is his name? I can't believe it.
But
anyway, you know what I'm saying? I wish that was the society we lived in. We weren't even scared of we thought someone was in a wrong apartment, but even we were like,
yeah, but then somebody walks in, rapes somebody,
I
strangles
know.
somebody,
I know. That's
whatever.
where we live in now. I hate that.
So, but I'm just saying, I wish that door would have been shut.
Yep.
I wish that lock would have been locked, and it would have never even happened. And that's why I say it's very unfortunate.
It is,
it's very unfortunate.
Like you said, or like I've said, if you believe, and especially because I'm not there, but if you sit there and you listen to her like they did, and you believe her, which you could tell she was anyway, then yeah, I mean, she thought she was in the wrong. You know what?
And things going back again in that case and trying to pull out tweets and things that she had. That's racist.
That's back to what you said in previous shows.
Now you're getting back into wacky. Come on, leave that.
Those journalists, those reporters.
Leave that out of the.
I know.
Makes me sick because. Oh my gosh.
Like I said, the only thing that makes me sick is that because I've seen because. Just get it'll never get that way. Try to get it. Just try to get a better.
Stick with the facts. Is what I would have said in that case.
And
stick
then,
with the facts.
And then when it comes to afterward, stick with the facts. And can you come up with some cool
you
get a $31
when I served on jury duty a couple months ago, right? We had to listen to a case of an accident, and it was not permitted for us to know whether the individual had insurance or not insurance.
Why?
In the car case.
Okay? Are you kidding me?
No. We as the jury could not, it was not disclosed. One of the jurors asked, does that individual have auto insurance? I said, not permissible. You cannot, you do not need to know that. It's irrelevant to whether they were guilty or not guilty in the accident.
It's true. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Totally irrelevant to this
like you
case.
said, the world we live in, they're just trying to add to that fire.
Totally irrelevant. They're trying to fan flames to a fire that just doesn't even need to exist.
And my question would be like, did you not see? It would just be relevant to that night. Did you not see pictures? Did you not smell a different smell? Did 3 years ago? Did you tweet?
Correct. So if I served on a jury where I wasn't even allowed to know whether or not this individual, had insurance or not insurance because it didn't have anything to do with the case, then why
if they're right or wrong,
why in the world would my feelings on Martin Luther King have anything to do with this case? Why?
Yeah. Now, if it has something to do with her cheating out on some insurance.
Why would my tweet from 3 years ago have anything to do with this case? She got hosed in a lot of different ways.
That's the world we live in now.
And that's what my What's Up doc is about. Gotcha. That's what I'm saying.
That's back to what you've been saying, though.
That's exactly right. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That's and it is why I like this. I would love to bring a cop in and getting right there. Those hardcore questions. Not my point being what journalism. That's why I got out of it. What journalism's turned into, where it's like, well, what can we like a couple weeks ago where I found dirt on you, now you're fired. Oh, they found dirt on me, now I'm fired. Remember that situation?
That's right. It's ridiculous. And so, but I manslaughter, whether it's murder or manslaughter, there's
definitely it shouldn't have been murder. Yeah,
there has to be something there's a penalty that has to be paid.
Certainly,
right. So that's all I'm getting at.
Yeah. I think
that's all I want.
And my point, which you finally, I'm like, you got to tell me that's what I'm like. Justice system, that's what I'm saying. It's just whack.
It is whacked because
you see so many people in prison for the smallest charges, and then you know what I mean. They're there for 5, 10, 10, whatever.
That's why
years.
You finally hear about somebody driving drunk and killing 6 people, and you come to find out they've had 10
DUIs, and you're like.
You're going like, are you serious?
Could we have not taken his license away forever, first off? And then secondly, I know which they can, like you said, they can always get in a wheel, but could he not have done some kind of time after like his 5th one?
Yeah.
Could we not like a precedent after 5 DUIs, you go do some jail or face a $10,000 fine and however many community hours you have to serve?
And even after that, he might end up only serving 5 years in prison. And this lady
is still alive.
Is going to serve 10 years in prison.
Yeah. You got my point, though.
For an accident.
Yeah. Where this guy's drunk and belligerent and...
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. That's where and that's my what's up is just the irritation of get it just down right. I'm like, because I did want more for her, and I mean, I guess you're right when you look at it. 10 years because she was that's fine, whatever.
And she got it for the rest of her life.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She's got a murder record for the rest of her life is ruined.
But when I know people like you said are getting less time for something way farther, maybe worse, or they've gotten more time for something way less, and I'm like. What?
Yeah, I teach several lawyers, and all of them basically said the case got way out of hand because of all the circumstances that were brought into it. And they said that she will have to absolutely change her name.
Oh yeah,
when she's released from prison because of all of this. So she's going to live with this.
Or move to Kansas. You moved to Kansas. No one will be like, I think I've seen you're that one TV star. You were on Knots Landing, weren't you? She's going to get really freaked out, and then she's going to bring up a real TV show. And she's like, oh, my God, I thought you were going to totally say something else.
So, see, this was a good What's Up doc. Yeah. Man. I got you all riled up.
You did, didn't you?
I got you going,
I liked it.
Man.
That's good stuff, though.
But we don't always have to agree, dude.
No. But that's why we don't have to agree. I just wanted you to, as you wanted me to see, and I saw your way, but I wanted you to say, justice system to me, that's what I'm saying. It's just whack. Get it whack. Just get it right. But they'll never get it right. But just try to give more of a correct sentencing on these levels of crimes on people. Like you said, get the crime right.
Get it right.
What is it? And then leave a lot of the stick to the facts.
Stick to the facts. That's
of the case.
That's how I'm saying how whack it is. I wasn't allowed to know whether the guy had insurance or not. And they're bringing in a bunch of stuff that doesn't have nothing to do with that case.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if something happened 10 years ago between the two of them, somehow.
Right.
But other than that, something that 10 years ago had nothing to do with anything around this case. I'm right there with you. Trust me, we're on the same page. I just think there for a minute we were on different pages.
Right.
You were trying to see me. I was trying to make you see my page. You were trying to make me see your page.
I get what you're saying. That's what I was trying to say. I get it.
Gotcha.
But I just think that the penalty there, I think manslaughter.
I just don't like, and I'm sorry, that is one thing I don't like. I don't like I thought. That's cool and all, but I thought this. You could put that a lot of things. I know. Trust me, I know. With the apartment complex, people have done that.
I'm going to tell you right now, we live in an apartment complex because our house is not livable, right? So Tam's stepmom, has a furnished apartment downtown Carrollton here.
Yeah.
Right? and maybe this is why I'm so sensitive to this, because now I drive down there at night. I drive into this parking garage. I hit the button, and I've done it. I've hit the button, and I'm in with other people. So I hit floor 3.
Yeah.
They hit floor 2. I get off on floor 2. I'm talking to them. I
Right,
get off
right,
on floor
yeah.
2, and I'm literally, it looks exact.
I know.
It looks,
Yeah.
I mean, the colors, everything. Look, the walls are painted the same color on every floor. And I walk out, and I'm walking all the way down, turning around the corner until I finally realize I'm not even on the right floor.
Right. But and my point is, I'm sorry, but once you get into that house, I'm sorry, when you get to the door, because the number's there, that's my first inkling, and because I've lived in apartments like most people have. You see your number. You always see your number. There's a lot of times where because you think you're in the right spot, so you're just going kind of straight for the key. But door's kind of cracked. What was her profession? Her profession should be taught. Let me check my surroundings. Let me where am I at? Okay, I really am at my place. Okay, well.
There's no question about it. Mistakes were made.
I'm just saying, as a cop, and we need to get one in here. I'd love to, just about anything, just to have them on because they'd have so many crazy stories. But just like, what, and I'd say, why sometimes, because I've seen it on Live PD, are y'all, and I guess because y'all do, like any human, those human instincts take over and you can't help to,
fear.
The training goes away.
Fear.
And here's my point. Trained souls,
fear,
like stock traders, the Michael Jordans and I guess there's only few, Tom Brady's of the world, when you're truly trained, that goes out the window. You're training. It's all about, you stick, but that's once again probably the 10% of the humans that have that can stick to that training. Even when fear comes in, Tiger Woods hits a shot out to the right. Tom Brady throws an interception. What happens? Oh, yeah, but any human, they go, oh, I'm done. Yeah, but those trained minds go, no. I got the next shot, Tiger. I can put this through the trees on the green. But Tom Brady's like, I can get a touchdown on this.
I have an argument for that, though.
What?
You're actually talking about the elite.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're talking about the elite.
That's what I'm saying. There's only like a 10% of those people that probably are like that in the world. Yeah,
well, you're talking about the elite in the NFL, the elite in Major League Baseball, the elite in the doctor's office, the surgeons, the elite in the police officers that are capable of being able to actually do that.
Stick to the training. And I hate that. That's what sucks.
That's the reality.
Yeah,
so think about the next time you're on a stretcher going in for surgery. You better hope and pray that the guy doing your open heart surgery is one of those elite. That when things go wrong in your surgery,
you're put right there on the drop of the dime. It's your time. You have to perform right now.
That they know exactly what to do. Pilot error. How many times my buddy that was just killed in this Addison crash? It's coming out now that the pilot screwed up.
Oh yeah, a lot of the time. I mean, a lot of these
he wasn't
wrecks.
Avery's
dad's accident.
He wasn't the elite
class.
That maybe another pilot flying that plane that my buddy was killed in, a pilot could have, one of the elite would have locked in and landed that plane.
Like Sullenberg, as in landed on.
Correct.
That can go, I've got so much time, boom, 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 calculated it. Okay, here's what we're doing.
So one thing we could say for certain, this young lady that now is going to jail for 10 years is not one of the elite.
And it's true, and that's what happens. Human error.
Error.
Yeah, we're human. We can't help it.
Human error.
Can't help it. But yes, back to me, that would have been I totally agree with you all. But yeah, it's just when you get into that, and then she got into that moment, I guess you couldn't help it. But yeah, it's just even when you get in, you didn't really smell anything different. You didn't see anything different. Like, you were that locked in. That's what unfortunately happens. You get that locked in to go, you can't, I hate that. And I've never been in that severe of a situation where I'm like, you're essentially your peripherals are blinded. You're this right here.
And the plus side of all this, you did see the absolutely best of humanity in that
afterward
case.
Everyone's retweeting that stuff with like you said, with the brother,
with that gentleman, that brother,
huge. And I'm sorry, I hate to say this, being black and white.
Correct. For him,
just different colors. It could have been Mexican and white. It could be whoever. Vice versa with the black and white. It could have been.
For him to say, "I don't want you to go to jail."
Yeah, I loved it. Oh, trust me,
and
loved it.
And I forgive you.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's the best of humanity.
Yep.
And that's my point. It's unfortunate that the lawyers and the jury and everybody couldn't stick to the facts in order to allow the best of humanity to surface. I don't think that happened in that case. That's all I'm saying.
That's once again back to what I want. We definitely, the both of us, that's what we both agree on the most and want, and we'll never have. As much as you don't see the Christian in me, as much as you obviously you're going to see in you. That's all. I'm the biggest lover of all time. I can watch any movie and I'm tearing up in 2 seconds. I mean, I can almost tear up about this because that's how much I want humanity.
You're a good guy.
Oh, I know. See, look right now. But that's what I want, man. Like, I want everyone to love, and I hate that we have to go to guns. The knife. I just saw something yesterday with the guy with the knife. The guy, the stabbing. I forgot what's he? Boston. Maybe?
Oh, listen.
It's just sad.
Josh,
it's like
there's horror there's no question. There's horror in the world.
Yeah.
But that's why we do need to be more Jesus-like.
But also,
you
I
and
think,
me.
I know, and trust me. But I also think if we don't, we have it, and like you said, it's probably not gonna. It may not take precedent. But if we don't start doing something soon, I don't know if it will ever. And that's my point. That's what I love about stock trading. I got this from Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't try, you never No. So that's the only thing is at least try. Do something.
Correct.
That's all. Like what are we doing? We're moving on finally. Let's do it.
All right. Wait a minute, I got another part.
All right, hold on. I'm kidding. All right, that's just the show today. Forget it, guys. That's it. We're going to do nothing else but talk about the rest of this year.
Actually, it's a good show, dude.
No, it is a great show. It was a great show. We needed this. Do you want to go on anything else? We can if we want to. We can recap.
I think it's a great way to just kind of recap, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to recap. I think our plea for everybody out there, really, man, kindness.
Yes, definitely. And like this right here even.
And kindness and mercy.
What did even today right here even teach us? Having an open topic or discussion.
Yes.
And
yes.
We're fine. We can argue totally like we did.
Correct.
Have two different sides about agreeing that.
And realize
and disagreeing.
And realize we're really not as far off as initially
and that's
thought.
What exactly.
As
and then
initially thought.
And then when you finally have this full discussion, you see the whole full circle of it. That's why people, it sucks the world you live in. They just want to send a tweet and close the page. Like, you know what? It's just kind of one of those things. Like, no, have a full discussion about these things. People want to get online. You see what I'm saying? Like, have a full discussion. And people want to get on, like, that's what you see the worst. You see these comment back and forth and they're just bantering and people hate each other. That's what you see the most on comments and social media.
Well, that's Josh, nobody's talking like what we just did.
Yeah,
it's all done through social media.
Exactly.
So you think that I can communicate to you in 64 letters or 128 letters or whatever the hell it is, Impossible. You have to actually talk.
Got to.
You have to speak.
Got to.
I just took my wife out for breakfast this morning before coming here. And it's heartbreaking to see couples that are having breakfast together that don't even talk.
And we've talked about that before.
They're on their devices and I'm going like, come on, guys.
And I think it was set up. It was done by a cool photographer. I saw it sometime in the last month or two. A girl reposted it, and I was like, oh, it's really cool. But I guess a well-known photographer. You could tell it was set up. It had to have been, but got everyone in their daily, and maybe it wasn't. Maybe he went out because you could tell some of the anyway. But went out and took pictures of people in their natural background in their setting. People were at home. That's why I'm like, some were at home. So, but what people would be and took their phones away. It's like a sad world we live in now, our lonely world we live in now, because it was just you just see people and their phones are gone, but you just see them doing this, and it just looks so funny, and you're like.
Well, that's right. If are your grandparents still living?
I got one left.
Yeah, my grandparents have been long gone.
Yeah.
But if they were to come back, they would say, "What is the box that everybody keeps?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that box that
everyone's
keeps
got in their hand? Yeah.
What is that?
Right.
Right. And they would go like, does anybody talk to anybody?
Yeah, I know.
Anymore?
It's sad. Very sad.
So we hide behind our social media. We don't talk about the most important issues.
Exactly.
We're afraid of confrontation, meaning that I disagree with you. You disagree with me, but let's continue talking.
Right.
Let's continue talking. We're afraid of that, which is mind-boggling to me because that's when I was raised, that was the only way you could settle differences. Talk it through.
You got to, yeah. And you've ever seen that in old videos? It's probably old, like, educational videos, but definitely in movies. What did you see the parents always tell the kids? They'd sit them down, you're going to talk it out.
Talk it out. I remember my mom went to, we were in school. My middle brother, he was always he was a quick fighter, right? He was a quick, the schoolyard fight, right? And my mom came to pick us up from school, and the whole school is in a circle, and there's a fight going on in the middle of the circle. Two guys are fighting. And my mom gets there and she goes, "What in the world is going on?" And my brother's in the middle of the circle, fist fight with another kid.
Yeah.
Well, my mom marched right through the entire circle, right? Grabbed both of my brother and the Tom Kelly, the gentleman that he was fighting with, put them both in the car and drove them home, made them sit at the kitchen table. She gave them ice cream and made them talk through their differences.
Yeah, there you go.
And you want to know
ice cream.
And you want to know what's funny? My brother Tom and Tom Kelly are best friends to this day.
That's so funny.
And they're in their 60s.
There you go. Boom.
They're best
Boom.
friends today.
Yeah, I mean that's a prime example of which you don't see that anymore. But
Yeah.
even if you're not exactly, they weren't even really friends. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
their friendship started with a fist fight.
And so, and you see that all the time. Kids these days, they just don't like each other. You don't really know that they don't like each other yet. I promise you.
They actually may like each other.
Yeah, and you see that in sometimes movies where, like, they'll start the relationship out with them, in a movie where they're button heads, and at the end of the movie they're best buds, or it's a girl and a guy and they love each other now, or because they realize, wow, we have way more in common than we thought we did.
And maybe it's the commonality that causes the confrontation.
Exactly.
Because we're
opposites.
Right.
Attract. It's crazy. Real quick. Thinking of food. Tacos, getting some.
Yes.
Camping next week, so maybe put the show on hold for next week.
That'd be fine.
So maybe I'll think about it. Maybe try to call in from camping. You can yell at me again
Let
for
me
only
know.
having 8 of the 12 dogs. And then, but secondly, real quick, last couple of days, my A's, man, lost at home. Bad to the Rays. A's lost to the Rays, unfortunately, so they're out.
That was a shocking.
I was kind of shocked how terrible they played.
I love that they had 65,000 or whatever it was.
To just for that promo of like, oh yeah, we're rocking in Oakland. Here we go.
Right.
And then for that, I felt terrible. But great for the Nats to come back. The Nationals come back.
They got it handed to them last night.
They did. So yes, now exactly. Dodgers. That's gonna be a tough task. It would have been the same thing though. Like if my A's went through, I face the Astros. I should just stuck with the Astros. I should just stuck with him. So it's the Rays versus the Astros, the Yankees versus the.
I'm still going with my Nationals, but I'm afraid as things are starting to surface here, I'm afraid it may end up being a Astros-Yankees World Series. I don't know.
Oh yeah, certainly so.
I don't know. I picked the Nationals at the beginning of the year. I'm sticking with them. They're not out of the hunt by any stretch of the imagination. And I still think they got the best rotation in baseball.
Last week, Notre Dame, they pulled a close game at first. Virginia 18th, undefeated. It was pretty close at first. Second half, Notre Dame, Coach Kelly makes some adjustments.
They stuck it to them.
It
was awesome. It was awesome.
Talent pulls away, essentially. The rest of the top 10 kind of had it easy last week.
Clemson falls out of number 2. Falls out of number 1.
Well, that's the only thing I was going to say. Besides them, they
were lucky.
Woo, they got lucky against North Carolina, which I always forget. That, and we talked about those trap games, but then that's the trap game. You're facing essentially your rival, North Carolina, right above you. Right. So it's kind of like and every year they do face them pretty tough.
Real quick, man, I know the Broncos were frustrating.
But hold on, the Razorbacks. Let me tell you about this. The big game here in Arlington versus A&M. Just because I had 2 days in a row, I watched my Razorbacks take the lead, but what do? They give A&M, just a little too much time. So what do they do with the 2 minutes that the Razorbacks give them? They go down and score a touchdown and win. Yep, unfortunately. So now they've lost.
You had a rough week.
8 straight. They've lost to A&M now. When they restarted the Southwest Classic in 2009, they started playing each other every year. Arkansas won 3 straight, and we're obviously hell yeah, here we go. We've lost now 8 straight to them. But here's how close the games are. Reminds me once again though of the Broncos. 3 of the last 6 against Arkansas and A&M. 3 of the last 6 went to overtime. Heading into yesterday or Saturday's game, it was 3 of the last 5. So 3 of the last 6 now have gone into overtime. 6 of the last 7 points or less.
Wow.
So yes, to the NFL, Broncos. Woo! Terrible. 8 and a lot of people, because I read an article, it was the team, because it was talking about, and that's and we'll get into it. Stud or dud segment. The terrible decline of the NFL product. Last week,
we talked about that.
We did last week, but this week I was just going to throw that in because last week 7 teams. Luckily, the Bengals and the Steelers played, so now it's down to 6 teams. And by the way, the Bengals have another one of those. Hey, we can maybe get our first wins again this week because they play another winless team, the Cardinals. So
I just think it's bad, man.
So that's luckily. So 2 weeks in a row, luckily the Bengals / someone will have a chance to win their first game. Yeah. So that'll take it down to now 4 teams. Because if you look at their 4 games, Broncos play the Chargers, probably won't win. I forgot. Anyway, it's not looking good for the other 4. So it's looking like there's going to be 4 teams heading into next week without a win, or 5 because there's
It's not a good product, dude.
6 teams without a win. 6.
It's not a good.
But here's the thing: go to the Broncos. The point differential this year, I think it's only like God, I want to say it's 20. It's like 30.
Right,
it's only like 30 points.
Right.
So you're losing each game by around a touchdown or less, essentially, like it was last year. And you're just like you're on the cusp. And like the guy read that article about the teams without a win and how I think Broncos were 1 or 2, as in like what the hell, like what's happened? Because even him is like they fooled me. I figured Vic, you have the D already. Now you're gonna bring in Vic, who like really balled out with the Bears D over the last few years. Now he should really make the Broncos D even probably a little bit better. You'd think maybe just need a little work on the offense really.
Right.
Offense is about the same, if not worse. It seems like because the running game hasn't really been there. And anyway, and then
this is the first year for the head coach, though, right?
It is. But then Bradley Chubb, our first round like top 5 pick that matches up on the other side of Vaughn, partially tears his ACL. He's out for the season. And to make matters worse, lost to Gardner Minshew, your boy, and the Jaguars at home. They're up 17-3, and I'm like, oh, they're running away. Offense is actually looking good in the first half. 17-6 at halftime. Okay, we're still good. The next thing you know, let the lead up. I'm like, okay, we're still fine. Well, we score a touchdown to take the lead 24-23 with like a minute and a half left. And I'm like, okay, defense, you just got to hold them here. No, just like 2 weeks ago against the Bears, here they come right down the field and they score a touchdown, or field goal, I should say, to take the win. And I'm just
the defense looked awful.
They did,
just awful.
They're not like they look worse than last year. They look worse than they did.
It was awful.
So it's a head shaker. I don't know what to do, and it really comes back to the very top as Dookie runs downhill. But we're gonna have to start looking at Mr. Elway for too long and what he's doing and what he's bringing in, because I'm starting to second guess, and I know a lot of people are, and it's not very good because he was great at first, and that's the thing, he was bringing a lot of. Yeah, he had good talent, but then he was bringing in good names around him, as in he was securing Peyton Manning, which he did bring in, but then names around, you know what I mean? But then on the defense, he brought in DeMarcus Ware from the Cowboys. He brought in Aqib Talib. He brought in TJ Ward, the safety. He brought in all that talent to surround Von Miller. That's why he had the no-fly zone.
Elway, he's the GM, right?
Yes.
So the owner of the Broncos, he's sitting on a gold mine right now. He can actually fire Elway and then write a book, How to Fire a Legend.
There you go, right there. There you go. And then make millions.
And make millions
there
off
you
the book.
go.
How to Fire a Legend.
Right, there you go. So it's definitely starting to question, because that's my point. Is like, why aren't you bringing that talent like you did with Manning? You brought in so much talent 2012-13, all that talent he brought, all that defensive talent especially.
Right.
Why aren't you bringing in more and signing these key names? And once again, the NFL product has declined. There's really not a lot of key names to be had a lot of times in free agency. So regardless, I'm like, man, that's the thing, is we're drafted pretty good like we have been. We're never terrible at draft. We never that great. We'd get a Von Miller, we'd get a Bradley, we'd get the good, we draft good here and there, which is good enough when you then pull in the good players here and there. So then you match it up. But he just hadn't been bringing in the good players. He's been drafting here and there pretty good, but he hadn't been bringing in Kid Flacco. I know he's won, but that's not who you need to be bringing in.
I think GMs, man, they get coaches get the raw end of that deal.
Oh, I know.
They always get the raw end of the deal.
They really do. They get more of the brunt. That's why you have seen a little bit lately. GMs kind of finally in NBA and NFL finally start getting fired a little bit more, because starting to Mets. By the way, Mets got rid of their head coach after only a 2-year stint. Back to baseball real quick. I saw that talking about, because you get 2 years. See ya.
Yeah, and then you get somebody like Joe Madden with the Cubs. 5 years there, winning seasons all 5 years. I mean, like big time winning seasons, right? And a World Series title, and it's still not good enough.
Exactly. The world we live in.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so those are the main things. Kind of want to catch. Arkansas's off this week, but Notre Dame plays Bowling Green to touch back up, so it should be an easy cakewalk for them back to college football. I think the rest of the college, there's a couple other big matchups, nothing too major. Cowboys. Man, it gets Bridgewater. That was a tough one last week, but that's what a lot of people said. And now, what did I say? When Breeze gets back, they're going to be what? Leading the NFC, and easily, because the NFC South's not that great. Yeah. But did you? Last night's game. Did you see that one? That's what
I did not see it last night. Dude, I was watching baseball.
Exactly what I knew you were going to say. Great Thursday night. Finally.
Was it a good game?
29-30. Seahawks beat the Rams.
Whoa.
Rams go down the end of the field. They have the ball with a minute and a half, 2 minutes left. They go down the field, scored. They get the ball at like the 7. First off, I love this because I always go by the play-by-play. So yeah, they get the ball. That's not it. Oh, missed field goal is what it was. I forgot. It wasn't a touchdown. So they get the ball on their own 7. Their own 7 with 1:38 left. Tick, 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 tick. Running down the field. Now to the 42. Big play. They get a 30-yard whatever. Now they're down to the 30-yard line. Now they're down. They're literally from their own 7 all the way down to the Seattle 30. They get down to the 26-yard line with 15 seconds left. Zerline, pretty good kicker. I think you may even have him. Anyway,
yeah, right.
Misses with 15 seconds left, a 44-yarder. Seahawks win 30-29. Yeah, what a good game it was last night. So a great one right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have watched that because the Dodgers and the Nationals.
That was a night game. That's what I was going to say because the night game ended up being not a good game. I know you're there for obviously to see what your Nationals could do.
Yeah.
But anyway, other good games this week, though, which there aren't really too many good ones. I should say last week. But, yeah, the Cowboys, though, man.
Yeah, that was...
it was a defensive game. It was kind of a snoozer.
Yeah, it was. It was. And
that's why I was surprised there really weren't more. I was thinking the Cowboys, like, hey, if they could put some points on the board, there's no way the Saints can put that many points on the board with Bridgewater at quarterback.
Right.
So, like, hey, if y'all put up 24-ish.
The Cowboys actually should have won that game, but I don't know.
I'd say.
I don't know.
This week, another big one, though, here in Dallas. You got Packers coming into town, the Pack. So you got 2 tough ones in a row, and it would suck to lose 2 in a row and go from 3-0 to 3-2, just like that.
Like that.
This would be huge.
This is a big game.
Be a huge game. Broncos, like I said, try to get their first win against the Chargers. Who are the other undefeateds I want to see? Oh, yeah. Patriots and the Redskins. So the Redskins, they're not getting their first win. That's for sure. Jets and the Eagles. Yeah, the Jets aren't getting their first win. So, like, you get my point. There's going to be that many more.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, teams. Luckily, the Cardinals and Bengals play each other. But otherwise, all these other teams will still have a loss heading into next week.
Yeah.
So, great one on 40. Your Browns, your original pick, looking good again. 2 Monday Night Football games in like 5 weeks. Kidding me when they play Monday Night Football.
Don't
game
count
this week.
the Browns out, man.
I know, but they play a good one. And 49ers undefeated at 3-0. So it'll be a good Monday Night Football game. It's at San Fran. So Browns at 49ers. Old school classic. Browns and the 49ers. How about that?
Mayfield's kind of new Peyton Manning, man. He's got the commercial things going. He's kind of funny in the commercial.
Oh yeah, he's got personality. Personality. That's what it takes. Oh, real quick too. Guess who passed the Friday night Flame game too? Remember it was Air Force there back-to-back weeks.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Guess who they play last week? Who did they lose to, or who did Arkansas lose to that Air Force beat last week? And that's what I say. I forgot. Didn't mean to spoil that. I'm gonna spoil it. San Jose State. Well, they couldn't bring home the money. They couldn't bring home double the money. Air Force does what Arkansas couldn't do at home. Beats them like 41-24. Yeah, are you kidding me? Wow.
That's too bad because that could have been a great road trip.
Oh, it would have been for freaking San Jose State. But guess who? They got the Friday night bug, and so they play tonight, which is so funny. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So San Jose State plays tonight. Guess who they play? A familiar foe you might have heard of. UNM. Someone put 66 points up against New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Notre Dame. So I thought it was a real crazy segue how Arkansas, San Jose State, Air Force. Now San Jose State's still playing. Now they play University of Mexico, who did play Notre Dame. I'm like, there's a nice little cat on how that all worked together there. That was pretty cool there. So yeah, and other big games this week. Oh, Michigan, another big test for them. We'll see if they can keep it up. They play Iowa at home, 14 versus number 19.
That's going to be a tough game.
We'll see if Les Miles can have his first big win at Kansas. He brings in, or I should say, travels to Kansas anyway. Number 6 Oklahoma. I bet it's gonna be like 55-6 or something like that.
This is his first year though. You got to give him some time.
Oh yeah. Big one in the SEC. Number 7 Auburn at number 10 Florida. That'll be a good one to watch on Saturday. I think that's really about it. Arkansas has a bye week. Thank gosh, they can win that, right?
Yeah,
they can win those games.
They can win bye. They can beat bye.
Another good one, maybe the only really good nightcap game. Michigan State at Ohio State.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
Michigan State's always tough.
Always pretty tough, especially, like I said, I wish it was at Michigan State, but we'll see. We didn't get into it this week. We can save it since it's already elongated.
Yeah, the
home run derby.
We'll do that when we get back.
For sure. I think we recapped everything else there really nicely. The baseball, we'll get into that. By this time next week, we'll really be able to see who's going to be moving on to the ALCS and the NLCS. Yes. So
it's a great time of year, man.
I know you're loving it. And like I said, next week I'm busy with all the stuff going on, so I'll see if I don't call in.
Let me know.
On the, with only 8 of the 12. I know I'm going to feel like a bad dad from now on. Now, what am I doing with my life? I got to get a van. Got to get a bus.
Be prepared to talk to authorities when you come back.
What am I doing? I'm hurting. You're killing me, dog.
Because I'm reporting it.
You better. 8 dogs are only 8.
Because, again, like you just said, our judicial system is screwed. I think.
Oh, no, don't start with me.
I think.
Don't start a precedent with me, dog.
I think when you start, yes.
No.
We're starting with you.
No.
We are starting with
No. And not to think of, if we don't have our show the next week, the week we do come back, I got a guest lined up for the 18th. Okay. So if we don't have a show next week, which is my wife's birthday on the 11th, so that is my wife's birthday. So we may have to put off next Friday.
That's fine.
That's fine. But then when we come back and we can have it, and we'll see if he wants to stick around for the whole show. We'll see. We'll have Roger, and he'll love it. He's got some old school soul like you. All-time home run derby. He got 2 from the AL, 2 from the NL.
Awesome.
I'll have him join in on that.
Awesome.
So I got Roger Scott coming up from 103.7 The Buzz. So awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Yes. And then we'll have Have a couple other.
And I'll contact Steve Kent. We need to have him back
Definitely.
with it coming down to the World Series.
And then the fur ball that I did, I didn't really mention that. Remember, I went to the fur ball a couple of weeks ago by the SPCA. Food done by Kent Rathbone.
Oh, we got to get him in.
I mean, and then there was an auction at the end of the night where he comes in your house. I forgot, like someone paid like $10,000, $20,000.
No, and he comes in and prepares the meal
for like. I almost was like, can I just do it like once, even though I know I'm not gonna just for fun. But yeah, I was like, dude, that.
Yeah, don't do that because you're.
I know it gets stuck on me. I'm like
going once, going twice, and you're going like,
Doc, you want to come over? Hey, Doc, can you help out on this one? But yeah, we need to get Ken on. And then
Jason
Hatcher. Need to get Jason on for sure. Especially, and if we have plenty of time. And, I talked to Basil last night. Basil, getting him.
We got to have him back on.
I already talked to him. We're going to get him back in rotation. He's busy, especially this time of the year. I said, hey, just let me know one Friday in the afternoon. And then I'm going to get my stock trading mentor, Sean Deckmar, because Friday afternoon he's always done with chat by about it'd be perfect timing. But anyway, get him on.
So we'll have a lot of guests coming up this fall.
Got a lot of guests coming up on the upcoming horizon. But when we get back, the Home Run Derby, all-time favorite, our all-time Home Run Derby. We'll do that one for sure.
Awesome.
The week after that, I'm going to get back to the Mount Rushmore. It's like a mount. We're going to classify that as one of our stapled go-tos, the Mount Rushmore of pitchers.
Ooh.
We're going to keep it baseball themed.
That's going to be tough. That's a toughie, man.
But we'll do it.
I know. We'll tackle it.
We'll tackle it. How about we do this one? Left-handy, right-handy.
Ooh, I like it.
We may have to.
Well, yeah, I think
left-handed Mount Rushmore, right-handed Mount Rushmore. We have to. I mean, there's so many left. Because there's so many left ones. Because then you're going to want to add a couple of those on the right hand. And then there's so many right ones. I think we should do two maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That'd be we could have a double header sitting right next to each other. Their lefties are on the left side, the righties will be over on the right side.
I like it.
And that's how they're on the statue, just like that. On the mount. I'd love it.
I like it.
I need to get better at my drawing skills, but man, because I've been coming up with a logo, but then having that on, I'd have to draw them in there. On the mount, draw a Mount Rushmore with each right-handed pitcher, and then everything else is just stick figure. It's like stick face, but I get the arm right.
Right, exactly.
That's all that matters. Okay, we'll have, like I said, a lot coming up. Thank you all for listening. It was a great show today.
Awesome show.
A little elongated as usual. Great topic. I'm glad we talked about it today and tackled it. And everyone, just like we said, have a full conversation. Sit down, talk it out, talk about it. Don't yell at each other and think that you're both wrong.
Exercise kindness and mercy, please.
Please. And as usual, use your head before you talk.
Correct.
Just use the head. Use the head.
Correct.
Use it. Use it, people. It's there for a reason.
Think.
All that and much more. Thank you all for listening. Of course, as usual, follow us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, thestuddand.com. I mean, you can find us essentially everywhere. We got listeners all over, which I love. It's really great. That's what we had to do, and I'm glad we did it. It was kind of one of those things where we did one after the other, but I'm like, hey, because everyone has their own. That's where we live in. Everyone's got their own. I go to iHeartRadio, or I go to iTunes, or I go to SoundCloud, or I go to Spotify.
That's right.
Love it. Maybe next week. If not, Doc, the week after that, because next week you're not going to sing me happy birthday? I figured you'd give me a little happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
You know what you need to do? Record me a little video over there.
I'll record you a little. I'll get you a little video going. All right, man. I'll come up with a little happy birthday.
You don't want me to do one for you.
No, I'll do a little happy birthday for you.
All right. All that and much more. Thank you all for listening. Until next time, because maybe not next week, maybe 2 weeks from now. I kind of ended that wrong because I'm usually until that's blah, blah, blah. I'm like have that because you're used to saying it. It's like it just comes out naturally, and I was like that is not natural. I have never done that one before, and I did not do very good.
Okay, say goodnight, Gracie.
Yeah, right, exactly. We'll talk to y'all next week. I'm Josh Smith.
Bob Lawrence.
Peace.